My name is Reggie. I'm about kicking ass and taking names, and we, Nintendo, are about making games. Nintendo, as a company, has always focused on product innovation, innovation in the way consumers interact with the games. They had the first D-pad. They experimented with pads on the floor that you would step on. They experimented with things like power gloves, which tried to take the way you manipulated your hands into the gaming experience. So that's always been a part of our history and our heritage. The other part has been the content itself. You mentioned Mario, Donkey Kong, Zelda, new franchises like Brain Age or Mies. Those guiding principles really always drove the company and were always part of what we saw as leading to our success. The other piece that has always been part of the Nintendo heritage is the fact that, in our view, everyone can and should be a gamer. We didn't see video games as something that only, pimply-faced 17-year-olds would do. We saw it as something that everyone should do. And for us, it was about the NES days where it was families with kids playing SNES. And in our view, where we as a company, if you will, made a bit of a wrong turn was with one of our own games, a game called GoldenEye, where you played as other James Bonds, you shot at other James Bonds. It was a complex game. It was a game that if you weren't very good at, you died quickly, which wasn't a lot of fun. And for us, we always wanted to bring gaming back to the masses and to bring it back to a pick-up-and-play environment. And that's what we've done with the Nintendo DS and what we're succeeding to do with the Wii. Nintendo, all we do is participate in the video gaming industry. And so when we saw on a worldwide basis in the late 90s that the video game industry was actually beginning to contract, and we measured that based on sales of software, to us that was a lightning rod that said something needed to change. That we needed to bring gaming back to its simplest forms. We needed to bring gaming back to a pick-up-and-play type environment. And we needed to reach out to those consumers who weren't playing games, which is a dramatically larger part of the audience. What's so wonderful about the Wii Remote is that for simple games like our own Wii Sports, where you're using it like a tennis racket or you're using it like a baseball bat, it truly is a game for everybody. This past Thanksgiving, I was playing with a 5-year-old. He was actually doing pretty well. Take it to a whole new level, we have an attachment for the Wii Remote that's called a nunchuck that allows you to play more complex games. Games like our own Metroid Prime 3. So using a range of input devices, you have everything from a game that a 5-year-old can enjoy to games that are as complex and as intriguing as any 30-year-old would want in an entertainment experience. And so for us, having this range of interactivity is what is so critical and so wonderful about the Wii, and is what's also working with the DS with its own touchpad and voice activation as its own input device. With the channels that we provide, I mentioned we have a forecast channel, we have an internet channel. In our view, there are other channel opportunities that achieve our objective of having the consumer pick up the Wii Remote and have a positive experience. Those may look like games, they may not look like games. But what they have in common is being a gateway to a gaming experience, which is fundamentally the ecosystem that we live in. In terms of the consumer demographics themselves, probably the best way to dramatize this is with a comparison. If you look at the Xbox 360, their gaming audience is probably 90% male. Average age somewhere around 19 years old. You look at the Wii, interestingly, our male-female balance is currently about 70-30. So pretty dramatic shift versus our competition. And then interestingly, if you look at our age range is slightly older. So we are getting more adults playing games on our console, and we see the same thing on the DS. More of a female skew and a much wider age range in terms of the player.